the most tremendous new musical experience you can have.
Alright, what's up, y'all? It's Logan, and I'm here bringing y'all this review to this newest Youngboy Never Broke Again. Yeah, that's right, NBA Youngboy Project 38 Baby 2. Now, if you don't know who he is, you have not been watching TikToks lately. I hate TikTok, but those are funny. Just all the, here's what NBA Youngboy fans look like doing this and this, and they all look ignorant because, let's be real, if you listen to NBA Youngboy, no offense to anyone that actually listens to it, it's a joke, but... that being said, this album follows up his most recent album, Still Flexin', Still Reppin', or Still Reppin', Still Flexin'. That tells you how much I listen to NBA Youngboy. Regardless, that came out a couple months ago, I believe back in February. But this one is 17 songs, 46 minutes, and it is, going back to Still Reppin', Still Flexin', or whatever. That was like a 4 out of 10. I did not review that one because I did not listen to it at the time it came out because Youngboy I don't enjoy that much. Totally honest, I don't. But I thought that one was decent. This one is worse. This one is worse than that. I'm just going to be upfront with y'all because I don't feel like talking about this one for too long because I don't like thinking about this one for too long. I absolutely hate his voice. I don't think it's unique in any way. I don't think it's enjoyable anyway. His flow is very generic and boring, in my opinion. I know he gets hype and stuff like that, but my God, there are so many people who do it so much better than him. My opinion. The beats are very generic and boring. His topics are very generic and boring when he even has them. And overall, shocker, he is very generic and boring. On this album in particular, he mixes himself horribly to where very often his verses just overrun into the hooks. And I know sometimes that can be a good aesthetic that you can enjoy, but it happens so consistently on here to where you can't even understand what's going on half the time that it just becomes very annoying. He uses auto-tune quite often and consistently uses it too much. Granted, his voice sounds horrible either way, so pick your poison there. Just to throw out some tracks to talk about. Firestars. I only have one note to say about this one. His singing made my ears cry. Tears fell from my ears because it was so bad. So bad. Horrible song. And then Thug of Spades. This is where DaBaby comes in. I guess to pay back for getting Youngboy on his project, which was also rather bad. Here, Baby has a fun flow, but continuously he does not get to do an entire verse because they keep on going back and forth, almost in a Run DMC style, except they're not like finishing each other's bars. They're just going bar for bar sometimes. The problem is I'm enjoying DaBaby, and then boom, Youngboy's on, and I'm like, what? Didn't want that. That's not a horrible song. Probably the best song on here, but that's only because of DaBaby. I'm going to be totally honest. I got to point out this one line on the intro track. Everyone's been clowning it on Twitter, so I've got to talk about it anyways. This man, he says, and if you read the lyrics, what he actually says is, I watched my grandpa save pennies. Which I get it, talk about your grandpa needing to be cheap, probably not having as much money, but being frugal, being smart, and working his way up. But what it sounds like he says is the bad part, because he legit says it in a way where this is what everyone has heard. He literally sounds like he said, I watched my grandpa say penis. You just got to clown him for that. But overall, I hated this album. I absolutely hated it. I found no enjoyment in it whatsoever other than DaBaby a little bit. And let's be totally honest, DaBaby's wearing off on me lately too. I still enjoy his original stuff, but I'm not here to review DaBaby either. I'm just saying, he was the most enjoyable part of this album, and it's not his album. He was on one song. So far, this is the worst album I've heard this year. Spoiler alert, if you hadn't already picked up on that. Yes, for those of you who know how much I hate Lil Baby, I did finally listen to his album, and it was better than this. I would probably pick on Youngboy more and call him my least favorite rapper if that wasn't such a popular thing anyways. And especially considering that everyone knows how bad he is, it just feels like a cheat to say he's the worst rapper or my least favorite, you know. That being said, he's the worst rapper. This album was horrible, and he luckily announced that he's probably taking a break from music. Dear God, I hope it's for the rest of his life. I hope he never puts out anything else. This was bad. Don't listen to it. I don't recommend it. If you're an NBA Youngboy fan, I still don't recommend it. But I'm sure you'll check it out and enjoy it if you are, because again, it's not much different from his other stuff. It just sounds worse. That's just my opinion. If you enjoy him, I'm not trying to knock you. I'm sure you're not still here if you do enjoy him, though, because I have trashed him into this entire review. That's all I want to talk about this one. I am going with a 2.5 out of 10. I probably could go lower, but I don't know, being that this is not an overly long album. Yeah, 17 songs, 46 minutes is more than I ever want from NBA Youngboy, but it just, there's enough there. Beat-wise, it's not always trash, and then, like, I could imagine somewhere in the world people listening to this and getting hyped to it, you know, pre-gaming to it, working out to it, I guess. It's more realistic. Just hearing them yell, hearing the beats go off, even if they're not creative, even if they're generic, and even if a lot of the time they're not good, I could imagine that and imagine some enjoyment being had. Not for me. Never for me. But I can't go lower than a 2.5 for those reasons. I can't justify it. It's not like he went out of his way to make a bad album. He just made music that he enjoys to make, that I don't see why anyone else enjoys listening to. But again, I can justify it to a degree. So 2.5 is where I'm going. Thanks for sticking with this one. Please leave likes, comments, and subs, because I listened to this so that you did not have to. If you listen to it anyways, there's only so much work I can do. You got to go out on your own and make sure not to listen to bad music. That's your onus, okay? So I did what I could. Regardless of that, make sure to also hit the bell so you get notifications when I post. Share this video for all of your friends that love hearing people trash NBA Youngboy. I appreciate y'all so much, and I will hit y'all up next time.